Hey guys, PrinceOfCFVanguard here. So today I'm supposed to record a video about on the basic rules of Vanguard, and on the recent event and recent past days and what I've been doing in life currently, and the past few days. But well, my camera broke down, so that's why I'm recording it here on my iPhone. So if the quality is not that good, I'm very sorry about this. And yeah, let's get started with the video. So the past few days, around Sunday, well, it's actually been quite a while, 9 days I guess, 9, 7, 8 days around there. I went to this thing called the Annam Festival. I know some of you might have heard it, the Annam Festival Asia. Yeah, so I went there for the Vanguard event because as Bushiroad held an event there. And yeah, so when I went there to the counter and I got some stuff, and I got some stuff for you guys too for upcoming raffle. Maybe when I reach more subscribers or something like that, I'll of course have more. Well, for the starting of the main event, I'm gonna have a white Schwartz card, promo card. Of course, it's in a sealed wrapper. See, it's in. Yeah, it's a white Schwartz card. And yeah, I'm a bit sick, so sorry about that. I've been sick for the past month or so. The past week. A DVD. And finally, an awesome magazine, which is included with a lot of stuff. Yep, the details and all that. There's the manga is in it too, and yeah, the basic rules, what happened, and all that. Vanguard starter book. Alright, so now I'm gonna explain about the cards. First of all, I'm gonna explain about what to do when you start the game. When you start the game, you have to have a deck. To play the game, you have to have a deck of 50 cards. Well, yeah, 16 triggers, no more or less. So when you have 16 triggers, when you have a deck, you're supposed to draw 5 cards. Wait, give me a minute, I'm gonna take my deck. Right, I'm back. So 16 triggers, no more, no less, and you have to have 50 cards in your deck. And yeah, so with 50 cards in your deck, you need a starter Vanguard. For my deck, Gold Paladin, I'm using a Crimson Lion Cup Criff. And yeah, so before you start your deck, you have to put a starter on your bench, facing down like this, and shuffle your deck. Oops, sorry about that. And draw 5 cards. After you draw 5 cards, if you don't like any of one of the cards, you can put it back in your deck. For example, if I put one of my card in my deck, back into my deck, and do a mulligan. Mulligan means that you shuffle the amount of cards back into your deck, and you draw back the number of cards you shuffle. For example, if I shuffled 1, I will draw back 1. This only works when you start Vanguard. Alright, so yeah. Now this concept only works, remember, when you start the game. It doesn't work when you shuffle your deck or so. Alright, next, I'm going to explain about the triggers. Well, what are triggers actually? Well, triggers actually a type of boost which appears on top of your card, on top right of the card. For example, if it appears during a trigger check, when you drive check or trigger check for damage, you choose an ally unit and you get 5000 power. On top of that, different icons denote different additional effects. For example, I'll be starting off with the critical trigger. Yeah, critical triggers you can see a top right, in the top right corner you can see a yellow icon. With the yellow icon, it means it gives one of your units +1 critical till end of turn. If the attack hits, your opponent receives 2 damage straight away. Okay, right? So this effect is stackable. If you get 2 critical triggers, you get an extra boost of 2 critical. And next one, I'm gonna talk about the draw trigger. The draw trigger has a red icon here, a red icon, a red on top red icon. Well, if this trigger appears, you draw a card from your deck and add it into your hand. With an extra card in your hand, this is really helpful. It's well, mostly for the Nova Grappler Stern Block Wrangler deck, as you need a lot of power in your hand to play the deck. And yeah. Next, I'm going to talk about the stand trigger. The stand trigger, what are they? It's the top right blue corner. Well, basically, the stand trigger, it stands one of your units in rest position and attacks your opponent again. This card, you have to have one of your rear guards to be in rest position. Once they're in rest position, I mean like this, and you get a trigger, you stand it, and you can attack again during your turn. It doesn't works when your opponent attacks you. I mean, you get the 5000 power, but you don't get to stand again. I mean, you don't get to attack, sorry. And a heal trigger. Heal trigger are the most important cards in the deck, as they heal the number of cards in your damage zone. One of the most important triggers, actually. And yeah, it's a green trigger. Well, all triggers are actually important, but yeah. Okay, so let's continue. Heal trigger. Heal triggers are, it's a green top, on the top right corner is a green color trigger. Well, the effect goes like this. If the number of cards in your damage zone is more or equal than to your opponent's heal 1 damage, so if you have more damage than your opponent, you get to heal 1. But if your opponent has more damage than you can't heal 1. Alright, to guard. What are guard? Well, basically in Vanguard, when people are attacking you, there's something called the Guardian Circle. The Guardian Circle, you can actually use card to guard with it. Well, how do you know how much guard does the card have? For example, I'm gonna use this trigger as this card as a guard. And if you look closely to here, at the middle of the left card, middle of the left, you can see how much power of it has to guard. So, for example, if your opponent has 21,000 power and you're around 10,000 for your Vanguard, you need to use 2 of this to guard. So you have 30,000. 30,000 means 2 pass. If it's 2 pass, he'll have to check 2 triggers to pass. 2 drive checks, or yeah. Also, rest your units in the front row to attack. Only you can attack your Vanguard. For example, let's say you want to attack with a Flow Girl. So you have to turn it like this. You can turn it like this, and it's caught in a rest position, and you can attack your opponent's Vanguard. Please, you have to turn it when you attack. What is call? Call. That means you have allies beside you, your Vanguard, by calling them to your rear circle as they are your allies. And yeah, for example, I have a Flow Girl as my Vanguard. I'm gonna call 3 minutes as my rear guard. So yeah, that's call. What about ride? Ride. The avatar which commands your allies, the Vanguard, will become more powerful with each ride. Once your Vanguard is more powerful, you may call forth equally powered full units to aid a battle. A ride may only be done once per turn. Remember, once per turn. For example, I have a Crimson Lion Cup as my grade 0. I can only write a grade 0, for example, a discard, or a grade 1 on it. I cannot write above, cannot write grade 2 or grade 3. You can only write a grade 1 or higher grade above that Vanguard. Also, call is call. Sorry for this, not saying this earlier. Call you can only call cards that equal to or less to your Vanguard. So let's say your Vanguard is a grade 2, you can only call a grade 2 or lesser, no higher than that. Alright, so yeah. Next, you stand and draw. Once during per turn, once during your attacking turn, once you start, you get to draw 1 card, and you remember to stand all your units before you attack. Alright, so when you play Vanguard, remember to picture a real game in life, like in Cray and something like that. It'll give you a more emotional time playing Vanguard, as it makes Vanguard much more awesome. And yeah, so now that's all for today on basic rules of Vanguard. I'm gonna make a part 2 about this. Don't worry. And yeah, so before I leave, I'm gonna talk about a guy. His name was Team Scrug 12. Yeah, he's a guy on YouTube. So he needs more subscribers and yeah. So I'll give a shout out to him. Team Scrug 12. 12, yep. I'm gonna put a link around here somewhere. And yeah. Alright, so bye guys, and yeah. Have a nice weekend, weekday, school life, or something like that. Alright, bye.